was gonna say, listen to that, because just right before I started filming, there was no traffic sound, and there was sound of birds. But look how thick these big pine trees are in this little gulch, little canyon here. You got more of the same up here. So all the way down to the beach, you got this nice thick canyon just full of redwoods. I think they're redwoods. But it's weird to be in like a national park and have, people just gunning it right on your ass. It's not bothering me at all, though. I just don't even look in the rearview mirror when they're doing that. You can't help but notice. You kind of feel them there too. But it got really cold up about 45 minutes north when I first came in to the coastline. So I put on my long johns, put on another t-shirt underneath. But it's just gorgeous, isn't it? This is Big Sur. Big Sur, out of anywhere in the lower 48 that contiguous United States, it has the steepest elevation from coastline to high mountaintops. So obviously that's going to collect a lot of rain, collect a lot of clouds, and force those clouds to dump their moisture. So you just got a lot of lush. It's very, very lush in here. But it's also really, really steep. I remember backpacking through here and trying to find a place to pitch a tent and not being able to because it was so steep everywhere. And backpacking is kind of a bear. I did it once with my kids and said I'd never do that again because everything's just either straight up or straight down. It's really nice. Well, I hope you guys are starting to enjoy your summer. I'll be back soon. Hey you guys, so this was actually the footage I just took of me speaking in Big Sur was taken the day before this footage of me driving up the coastline through San Simeon, heading back towards Big Sur. And I was heading back towards Big Sur because my batteries went dead in Monterey when I was doing that little talk short right after that little talk where I was by the golf course in Monterey. So I didn't get any Big Sur footage, and it wasn't sunny anyways. But so I left my hotel room. This is the second hotel room. I left to go back up to Big Sur and get some footage. But it's just such a long way, and you get stuck having to pay for gas at these really, really expensive gas stations. I met this guy that told me that Gorda, which is 2 gas stations away, coming up, the next gas station I would have would be Ragged Point, which is maybe about a 35% increase over normal prices. And then after Ragged Point, the next gas station you have is Gorda. And Gorda is a really, really cool little stop. I love visiting there because you have a beautiful view, and they have like a whaling theme there. So you have like a pelvic bone of a big whale right there. But good food, good coffee. But someone told me that that's the most expensive gas in the entire nation at Gorda. It's literally marked up 3 or 4 times normal. And so you're paying like $10 a gallon. Pretty crazy. One time though, there's this guy was also telling me, this guy I met in Cambria, which would be the next morning. So the morning after this morning, I met a couple couple guys in Cambria that have lived there forever. And this one guy was telling me that there was an attendant. There's like a little house right above the gas station in Gorda. There was an attendant that was living there. And some hippies came by like after hours and beat the shit out of him. And it's because of these gas prices, because sometimes they get stuck having to pay these gas prices, and it literally means they're not going to eat for a couple days. So these hippies were really, well, I don't mean to be derogatory, but everyone kind of where I'm from knows that Big Sur was like the hippie mecca in the 60s and 70s, but it's kind of continued through the 80s, 90s, 10s, 20s, being still an enclave for that kind of, that vibe, that tie-dye, peace signs, and, kind of that Indian religion influence. But kind of an interesting story. But so I'm setting out to try to get back to Big Sur, knowing that I can camp at this this boondocking spot that I have that's just below Cambria. And so I spent the night in San Simeon, where I am right now, and then I was just going to make the hour and a half drive up to Big Sur, pay through the nose for the gas, and then drive back and know that I would be at my campsite with my daylight left still. But I guess 2 days of driving pretty solid. It got me feeling a little beat up, and going to the ATM, taking out $100 regularly. So it's kind of just got me thinking, maybe I need to use this day to rest up. I gotta just tell this one funny thing that happened yesterday, and it's almost identical. I think most of my subscribers follow $1 Million Bogan, and on that beautiful Road King, he put those knobby tires, and he loves going off-roading. And then in this one scene, he's got the camera mounted like maybe somewhere on the left side of the bike, maybe by the shift linkage or somewhere around there, and it's focusing on the front tire. And then he starts to make a turn, and so you see the front tire turning left, and I think he tapped the front brake right as he hit a little mound of dirt, and the whole bike went over. So I went off, I was traveling on the side of the road, what looked to be about maybe 2 or 3 inches of soft dirt. So I'm thinking like this much soft dirt. When it turned out to be maybe about this much of soft dirt with sand. So it's really, really sandy dirt. So I go off into it, and right away I can tell it's much deeper than I thought it was. So I go to turn the wheel immediately to get back on the concrete, and the bike doesn't churn at all. It just starts sliding forward with the wheel turned. And since I started leaning in, thinking I'm about to churn, the bike started tipping over, just like his footage, but I wasn't recording at the time. But man, I was able to grab the clutch and hold the bike up. That's the farthest my bike has ever gone over without actually going all the way over. So I was really impressed. I felt like I got one of those bursts of adrenaline or something. But then for like 15 minutes afterwards, the tendons in this hand were hurting because I just had to grip it so hard. I guess that's old age right there, because I'm sure I would have been completely fine afterwards. But that's the closest I've come to dropping my motorcycle in a couple years, at least, yeah. This is also the first time I've taken a real road trip in a couple years, and I'm loving it. Woo!